I painted evil eye rocks to mess with my crazy neighbor who thinks she's a psychic. So I live in this apartment building with the most insane neighbor you've ever heard of. Her name's Linda, and she's basically appointed herself as the building's unofficial tenant advocate, which sounds nice, right? Wrong. This woman is the reason for literally every complaint in our building. She stalks people in the hallways, accuses them of random stuff, then runs to the building manager and acts like nothing happened. Like last month, she cornered this guy Dave from the 3rd floor and started screaming at him for playing music too loud. Dave doesn't even own a stereo. He's like 80 years old and can barely hear his own TV. But get this, after yelling at Dave for 20 minutes, she calls the police and reports that Dave attacked her. The cops show up, talk to Dave, and he's just standing there confused, holding his grocery bags. The building manager tells me Linda does this at least twice a week. She'll start fights with people, then claim they're harassing her. But here's where it gets really weird. I looked her up on Facebook because I was curious what kind of person does this stuff. Her bio says she's a transcended being who can travel to the 5th dimension to escape her enemies. I'm not making this up. She literally thinks she has psychic powers and that people are spiritually attacking her. So anyway, last month I went to visit my grandkids for a week. Right before I left, I got a notice from the post office that I had registered mail waiting. I figured it was something from the government, so I planned to pick it up when I got back. The morning I'm supposed to leave for my trip, I'm out on my balcony watering my plants. All of a sudden, I hear someone screaming my full name from the street. I look down 3 floors and there's Linda standing on the sidewalk. She goes, "Did you pick up the legal notice I sent you by registered mail?" Legal notice? I called Canada Post and asked when the last day was to pick up my mail. They gave me a date after I'd be back from vacation. So I go see my grandkids, have an amazing week, and come home to find an express post envelope shoved under my door. I open it up and it's this completely fake legal document, like something she printed off her computer. It's threatening me with all kinds of legal action if I don't pick up the registered mail. She's demanding I stop spiritually attacking her and using dark magic against her apartment. I'm reading this thing like, is this woman serious right now? The registered mail was more of the same garbage. Fake legal threats about psychic harassment and energy vampires. That's when I decided I'd had enough of Linda's crazy. I went to the dollar store and bought a bag of those smooth river rocks. Then I got some black paint and white paint from the hardware store. I spent my whole Saturday afternoon painting evil eyes on these rocks. You know, those blue and white eye symbols that are supposed to protect against bad luck. I made like 20 of them. Some big ones, some small ones. Really went all out with the details. Then I started placing them around the building. One by the mailboxes, a couple in the lobby, some in the garden area where Linda likes to walk her cat. I even put a big one right outside her apartment door. The next morning I'm drinking my coffee when I hear this blood-curdling scream from the hallway. Linda found the rocks. She starts banging on everyone's door, yelling about black magic and spiritual warfare. She's convinced someone is casting spells on her. The building manager had to come up and calm her down. She demanded he remove all the evil eye rocks because they were attacking her with negative energy. But here's the beautiful part. Evil eye symbols are literally supposed to protect against evil. They're good luck charms. So when the building manager looked it up, he told Linda the rocks were actually meant to bring positive energy to the building. She couldn't argue with that without sounding completely insane. Linda moved out 2 weeks later. Apparently the spiritual energy of our building was too contaminated for her transcended being status. Best $20 I ever spent.